Hello, everyone. I'm Laura Dorsey, and I'm with Infinite Scholars. Infinite Scholars does one thing and one thing only. We help young people get into college. We help them do that. Now, we do that with in a number of ways. Okay, we have a network of 300 to 400 different colleges and universities that are part of our extensive network of support systems that we have. But we also facilitate scholarship fairs, and in any one of our scholarship fairs, we have between 50 and 100 of our partners attending a scholarship fair at any one given time. So today, one of our partners that is part of that whole scholarship fair initiative that we have is Rusk College. Let me tell you a little bit about Rusk College before I bring them on to be able to talk about themselves. So Rusk College is in Holly Springs, Mississippi. Okay, and it has over 154 years of quality education. Rusk College is a historically Black, co-educational, senior liberal arts college. It was founded in 1866 by the Freedmen's Aid Society of the Methodist Episcopal Church to offer quality programs in business, education, humanities, science and math, and social science to prepare students for leadership and service in a global society. The school's enrollment is about 850 students, and it's on a 126-acre campus about an hour outside of Memphis. Today, we have to help us with this presentation, my friend Thad Jefferson. Okay, he is a native of Holly Springs, Mississippi, and a 2009 graduate of Rusk College. He also has a master's degree in theological studies from Liberty University. Okay, Mr. Jefferson is currently the director of admissions. Dad, thanks so much for being here today and providing us information about Rusk College.
Awesome. Dr. Dorsey, you actually, I don't even know what to do or say. You're just so wonderful in that introduction. I don't even know how to follow that up. But but I definitely want to thank you guys. Infinite Scholars has been doing tremendous work. I've been been a part of Infinite Scholars Fairs for almost a decade now. And I just want to say kudos to Mr. Thomas Owsley and his Infinite Scholars team. So I am elated to be here to talk to you, talk to prospective students, and also the Infinite Scholars staff about the wonderful opportunities that we do have at Rusk College as an institution. So as Dr. Dorsey has already eloquently put, Rusk College, we are a four-year senior liberal arts institution located in northern Mississippi, Holly Springs, Mississippi, about 30 minutes to an hour southeast of Memphis, Tennessee, about 4.5 hours south of St. Louis, Missouri. Now, what really sets Rusk apart, because I know there'll be tons and tons of presentations that'll be here and videos to watch, but what really sets Rusk College apart from other institutions is going to be three things. It's going to be our admissions requirements, our costs, and our scholarship opportunities. Okay? To go to Rusk is a very cost-efficient school. I want to talk economics first because definitely when it's time to make these college decisions, we want students to always understand that they want to put themselves not only in the best educational position possible, but the best economical position possible. Because the student loan deficit rates are very real and they are skyrocketing every year. So when you're making sure you're making these decisions, you want to ensure that you choose the school that's also going to put you in the best financial position. Okay. The total cost to attend Rusk College, it's only $14,200 per year. Okay, so students ask me all the time, okay, well, what does that $4,000 and $14,000 include? I'll tell you exactly what it includes. Okay, that $14,200 cost is our total cost to attend Rusk College. That fee includes tuition, room and board, lab fees, technology fees, tutoring. Rusk College does not charge any cost for out-of-state fees, and we do not charge anything for our students for their textbooks. Okay, yeah, you heard that right. Rusk College does not charge any outside fees for their textbooks. Okay, we have 19 different degree track programs broken off into 5 different divisions, which is our division of humanities, math and science, business, education, social science, and social work. Okay, we offer extensive scholarship opportunities at our school. Okay, any student that graduates high school with a 3.0 GPA, makes a 17 on the ACT, Rusk College will offer that student a $10,000 academic scholarship to attend our school. Now, keep in mind, Rusk College only costs $14,200 for an entire year to go to school there. Okay, so definitely keep that in mind. Okay, any student that finishes high school with at least a 3.25 GPA and makes a 19 on the ACT, Rusk College will grant them a $12,000 academic scholarship to attend school. Bearing in mind, the total cost is only $14,200. And then if students have a finished high school with a 3.5 GPA and make a 22 or higher on the ACT, Rusk College will pay for their entire education. Yes, you heard that right. With the 3.5 GPA and a 22 on the ACT, Rusk offers a full academic scholarship to attend school. And that scholarship includes every aspect of our cost. And another thing that's good about our full ride scholarship is that our full scholarship is also a flex full scholarship. And I'll explain to you what that is. With a flex full scholarship, that means that if a student comes in on a full scholarship and it's a flex full scholarship, that means that no matter if the institution receives or goes through an institution increase in their cost, that student's scholarship will stretch with the increase. Not every school offers that as it relates to a full scholarship. Most schools will base your scholarship on the rate that you are when you enter their school. Barring none, for instance, if a school costs $25,000 your freshman year, but they may have an increase from $25,000 to, let's say, $27,000 your sophomore year, then if your full scholarship is not a flex full scholarship, their scholarship is only based on the rate that you come in on. So any type of increases, your full scholarship will not cover that. So that's something to be definitely be cautious of and mindful of, especially when you talk to institutions about full scholarships. But with our scholarship, it doesn't matter if we go up to $100,000 a year, we never will, but it doesn't matter what we go up to, your full scholarship will stretch without increase. So that's definitely something to consider going forward. So financially, Rusk is an excellent institution. We put our students in a great position economically. We're a small school. Each year we're on the average anywhere from 750 to 1,100 students. Right now we're around that 750 mark. Okay, so that means that we have very small classroom settings inside our classroom. Our student to professor ratio is only 15:1. So we offer very small and intimate class settings. Our environment, we have a very close-knit, family-oriented school environment, okay? And another great thing about our institution is that it's not a difficult school to get accepted to at all. Generally, we only require the students coming in have a minimum GPA of a 2.5 to be accepted, and we do not require the ACT for general acceptance. Yes, you heard that correctly. Rusk College does not require the ACT or the SAT. We require that the students take the test, but we do not require a minimal score for acceptance. So as long as you have a 2.5 GPA or higher and take the ACT or the SAT, you will be admitted to our school. This year, we kind of changed our requirements a little bit just for this year due to the COVID-19 epidemic. So for those students who came into Rusk this year, their GPA requirement is only a 2.0. And of course, we already did waive the ACT, but we did something different by waiving the ACT this year, also for scholarship, because we know that some students did not get the opportunity to take those last couple of tests, which probably could have put them in the scholarship range if they wasn't already. So to be fair to them, we just waived the ACT requirement for scholarships as well, and only strictly look at GPAs. So we definitely want to service any students that wants to be able to watch this video and may have some interest in attending Rusk College. We definitely would love for you all to come here. Rusk, we do have athletics. Students often ask me the question about athletics. We are a Division I institution. We participate in the NAIA sports division. Our conference is the GCAC conference. On our campus, we have 7 intercollegiate sports. Okay, we have basketball, baseball, softball, tennis, cross country, track and field, and volleyball. So those are the 7 sports that we offer. We do athletic scholarships as well that are determined by all of our head coaches. Okay, and outside of academic scholarships, we also do scholarships for band. We do scholarships for choir. And Rusk College is a United Negro College Fund affiliated institution, which means that we offer United Negro College Fund scholarships for all of our students that come to Rusk and have a 2.5 GPA or higher. So if you are a 3.0 student or higher, you can qualify for academic as well as United Negro College Fund scholarships. For all students that have a 2.5, which is the general population that can be admitted to the school, which means that all students that get accepted can qualify for some form of scholarship because you have to have a 2.5 to even get accepted into the school. So if you're accepted, you qualify for scholarship. It might not be academic scholarship, but it will be a United Negro College Fund scholarship. So we're here just to service our students and to ensure that not only our students get a high quality education, but you do it at the most menial rate possible, okay? We try to keep our students as far away from student loans as possible. And we do a very relatively good job on that. I think this year our students, when they come into us, they only average about $5,500 to $7,000 in loans per student, which is incredible when you look at the national average, which is $12,700. So we're doing an exceptional job with that. Like I said, our goal is to ensure that our students leave us with as less debt, if not any, as possible. So definitely when the time comes for you guys to make your decisions, those of you who may watch this now, and maybe trying to figure out what it is that you want to do for school and what you want to pursue for the fall, we definitely would love to service you guys. If you need to contact us, and I'll be giving this information out again, if you desire to contact us, you can contact us by telephone. That number is 662-252-8000, extension 4058 or 4059. If you desire to email us, you can email our general admissions email, which is admissions@rustcollege.edu, or you can email me directly. My email address is tjefferson3@rustcollege.edu. Again, that's tjefferson3@rustcollege.edu. If you need to fax any information to us, our fax number is 662-252-7901. We would love to have you guys. We would love to talk to you further about any questions or any information that you may want that may not have been covered in this short spiel that I had. So definitely, if you want to, definitely reach out to me. I will be love to talk to you guys further. Another thing about this year that we did a little different, we went through an administration change, and due to there being so many uncertainties about the fall and what school is going to look like, what we did this year was that we are also offering free laptops to all of our students that become full-time enrollees. So that's going to kind of assist and help with all of this uncertainty, just in case schools may have to say we may have to close down again. At least we know and we ensure that all of our students will have the capability to be able to finish and complete their classes and their studies remotely. So definitely call us, contact us. Bearcat Nation is waiting on you. We want you guys to become a part of this family. Hear what I say. This family, not just this school, but this family that we call Rust College. So definitely contact us. We look forward to hearing from you guys. And I definitely at this point will turn it back over to Dr. Dorsey.
Okay, we're good. Oh, all right. All right. So, okay, that's excellent. I got a couple of follow-up questions because I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't be able to grill you on some things.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so take a look at that. Now we talked about the application and what what it takes to get in. Is there a deadline for application for to get started, do acceptance? Is there a rolling application? How do we do that at Rust?
Everything that we do is rolling. The only deadlines that we have is going to be for our scholarship submittals. We try to get those students who are scholarship eligible to complete their scholarship qualifications by May the 1st. So in order to do that, they have to do three things. They have to commit to Rust. They have to provide us with a signed scholarship contract that will be emailed to every student that is eligible, and they have to pay their room fee to solidify their scholarship, and have to do that by May 1st of each governing year. So that means that this incoming class is coming in this year for 2020, this graduating 2021, their deadline is May 2021. So it's always going to be May 1st of that preceding year of graduation if they have to do that. But as far as acceptance and applying, that is rolling. We don't have deadlines for that at all.
All right, perfect. One of the things that we talked about, the GPAs that it takes to be able to get in and be able to get, for some of the scholarships. Okay, what happens because I know that you talk about the Russ family and looking at students holistically. What if
Mhm.
a student is like right there, where right below the GPA level or the ACT scores that are coming in? Is there some type of conditional enrollment or some type of probational enrollment that we could have with the students that'll help walk them through that first year, that first semester?
Yes. Now, generally, what we do is that our GPA requirement to be accepted is a 2.5. However, we do take students conditionally that fall in between a 2.0 to a 2.49. So we still will admit those students. Of course, federal government wise, any student that falls below a 2.0 is not eligible for financial aid. But however, if a student does fall in between a 2.0 and a 2.49, we will accept that student still on a conditional acceptance. The only thing different, there's no difference between their acceptance and a regular student's acceptance. We just know that this was a student in our student pool that fell below the GPA requirement. That's the only difference that we have between the two. But both of them would be able to be awarded the same general aid, general funds that they qualify for, but we do accept students in that range as well.
Okay, so talking about that, we know for a fact that most schools don't have 100% of everybody applies that 100% get accepted. Okay,
Right.
so what is your acceptance rate?
Our acceptance rate is actually extremely high because we do not require the ACT. So
Okay.
because we don't require the ACT, that shoots our acceptance rates up through the roof. Our acceptance rates are actually 92%. So we're able to accept 92% of the students that apply to us. And because we don't require a minimal ACT score, that's the reason why ours is so high.
All right, perfect. Now, getting in is one thing, being able to stay in is a whole nother different story. So
Absolutely.
what is your freshman retention rate?
Our freshman retention rate at this point is about 73%, which is not terrible, but it's not great. So one thing that we are doing is that this year we went through an administration change and we just hired a director of retention and student success, who is going to actually target that specific area there and trying to get different initiatives and different programs in to see, okay, what is it or what avenues do we need to take to improve their rating? Like I said, however, it's not a terrible rating if you look at the average rating of HBCUs, but however, most schools want to be at least 80% or higher. So that's exactly what we're trying to get to. We're headed in the right direction in that area. So we actually have implemented a lot of the tools to improve that.
All right then. Okay, perfect. Um, well, so while we talk about percentage rates and stuff like that, so we've got your, admissions rate and retention rate. What's the graduation rate at Russ?
Our graduation rate right now is 41%,
Okay.
which is pretty substantial as it relates to HBCUs. The average rate of HBCUs right now is about 38, somewhere in there.
Mhm.
So we're doing relatively well. Our graduation classes usually average anywhere from 150 to 250 graduates. And so if you eval that based on our average freshman classes that come in, which is about 300 to 375 students, we are graduating most of our freshman classes that we come in. But of course, when you look at dropouts and stopouts, those factors are also instituted into graduation rate. So if you have a lot of stopouts and you have a lot of dropouts, that can also impact your rating, although you may be graduating a high percent of your freshman classes. So those are factors that have to be considered. And, stopout and dropouts does not always necessarily mean that that student has some type of depravity against the institution. Sometimes life happens. Sometimes we have students that are responsible for taking care of the well-being of their entire families, and they can't do so and go to school. So it's a lot of different reasonings in which why our students do that, but we're doing relatively well getting them graduated. And another thing that is kind of remarkable in that is that about 27% of our students actually graduate early, which means that almost half of our graduation classes are finishing rush in 3.5 years.
Okay, perfect. Speaking of graduating early, we're looking at students that are coming in. There are a lot of students now that are doing dual enrollment
Mm-hmm.
while they're in high school, and so
Yes.
they're typically already coming to class with college credits and things of that nature. Okay, so is that something that you look at aggressively? Except with a student who has an associate's degree looking to transfer to us, is that something that you're open to also?
Absolutely. We actually encourage students because we really start our recruiting process early. We usually start courting students very heavily their junior year. And one thing that we encourage those students to do, that if you can, if a student doesn't lot you, take dual enrollment courses your senior year. We had one young lady, she actually will be graduating from Russ this year. She's from St. Louis. Her name is Brashonda Green. She graduated from Hazelwood Central High School. When she came out of Hazelwood Central, I think when she came to us, she already had about 42 dual enrollment hours. So in our school, it's kind of different from other schools as well, is that we're not on a semester system. We're on a modular system, or the universal term would be the quarter system. So our students are changing classes every 8 weeks as opposed to every 16 weeks. So that means within a semester period, our students are taking more courses. Like here at Russ, on average, a student can take anywhere from 18 to 22 hours in one semester, as opposed to most schools that will only let you take 15. So when you're talking about doing 18 to 22 every semester, and you're doing 2 semesters in a year, and include summer school, which is a month of May for us, and you get 2 classes done in 4 weeks, a student can easily come to Russ in one school year, including their summer school session, and get almost 50 hours done. Like, well, Russ, most of our degree track program, with the exception of social work, they only require 120 hours to graduate. So you're talking about relatively after your first year, you can have almost half of your hours already. So if you're coming in with doing enrollment like we did Brashonda be graduating from us this year. She only been here 2.5 years.
Okay.
So yeah, we definitely encourage that.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I think that you said it, but I just want to be able to reiterate it again. Okay, so students who are coming from out of state, okay, is there possibility? Is there like out of state waivers? Is the tuition the same whether you're in state or out of state?
Tuition is definitely the same. We do not charge any out of state fees at all. No out-of-state fees at all. So everybody that comes to Russ, their rate is the same, $14,200 for every student that comes to Russ.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Tell me a little bit about student life on campus. What is campus life like on student? What does a residence hall look like?
Oh wow! Now, as far as campus life goes, on our campus, we try to keep our campus and our students as engaged as possible with student life. We have a phenomenal student activities director. Her name is Ms. Miriam Ogutu. She's also a Russ graduate. One thing about Russ, they believe in hiring their graduates. Probably about 70 to 80% of the faculty and staff here graduated from Russ. Okay. So she does an exceptional job of creating innovative programs. One thing that she does that I love, she always tries to keep in touch with what is the norm for our students that come in, because we don't want to be providing them events that they're not going to go to. And so in order to be able to know what they like, you have to engage them. And she does a phenomenal job at that. We have several different student-based organizations for our students to get involved in, from the NAACP. We actually have a chapter. Russ is actually the only HBCU in the South that has its own chartered chapter of the NAACP on campus. We have an organization that's called the Collegiate 100, where top students all over the nation are selected to be a part of that organization nationally. We have a charter for that on our campus. We have the Pre-Alumni Council. We have the Student Ambassadors Program, where our students actually go out and they help us recruit. That's actually based out of my office. We have Black Greek Letter organizations. 7 of the 9 Black Greek Letter organizations are active on our campus. Of course, we talked about sports earlier. We have band. We have dance teams. We have a drama program. So we try to keep our students as engaged as possible with the campus, because that's a very important part of their experience. Okay.
All right. Now, for the actual residence hall, is this like 2 students to a residence? Is it 4 students? Or, is it commune? What does that look like?
Well, with our first year students, all of our first year students' dorms are only 2 people per occupancies. Okay. We do not, as far as our first-time student dorms go or residential halls go, they are not suite style. They are community style. Bathrooms there. But they are, because most schools are trying to get towards having, for space purposes, having more than 2 students in a room. So that's one thing that can be guaranteed with us with our first year students. There are only 2 to a room in all of our freshman dormitories. So that's something students don't have to worry about, going to school where they're freshman students 4 to a room. We don't do that with our first-time students. All of our first-time students are 2 to a room.
Okay, then. All right. Speaking of freshman students, there are some universities that allow students to have a car on campus during the freshman year, and some of them that don't. What is the Russ policy?
We do allow students to have and operate a car on our campus. The only thing that require students to do, they have to register their car and pay for a decal to be placed on the car. The decal is only $10. So once they register the car, pay for their decal, students are allowed to operate a car on our campus. When we do the decal, it's basically for security purposes, because they help security to be able to identify what vehicles belong to Rush College and what doesn't. So we just stress that, just students get that decal. You can operate your car anywhere you want, and you can park anywhere you want, as long as that spot is not reserved for faculty and staff.
Okay. Dad, tell me about the diversity on the campus. Male, female students, international students. What does that look like?
Well, one thing that our president, prior to the one we have now, Dr. David L. Beckley, did, because he took over as president in 1993, and that was one of the first areas that he wanted to tackle, was to increase the diversity presence on the campus. And he just retired this year after 27 years of service, and he did a phenomenal job at doing it. I think when he first got to us and took over the presidency, our diversity rate was only about 8 or 9%. And in a 10-year span, he was able to increase that to 17% and all the way up to 28% before he retired. And so during his tenure, we averaged at least a presence of 20 or more different countries on our campus in our student body population. So he did exceptionally well in that, and that's something that we definitely want to keep going. And his philosophy was that we always want to be faithful to who we are and how we were founded, because we are an HBCU. However, we also want to ensure that we are properly and realistically preparing our students for the world. Because as they go out and they begin to pursue their profession and they begin to get in their careers, they're not going to be around all African Americans. So they need to also be exposed to other different diversities, other different ethnic groups while they're in college, and that makes their matriculation into the workforce a lot easier. So that was his thing. You know, there's definitely really still being faithful to our roots as an HBCU, but making sure that we are properly preparing our students for the real world.
Okay, so let's talk about the diversity and then talk about preparing students for different ways. So there's a series of questions I have here. So
Okay.
Does Russ have a study abroad program?
Yes, we do. We do have a study abroad program. Actually, on our campus, on the first floor of our library is actually a study abroad museum, where we display different artifacts and different things that our students have brought back over the years during our study abroad program. So we've actually been, to give you a name, a few areas we've been to West Africa, I think, and study abroad 6 or 7 times. We've been to India, we've been to China, we've been to Indonesia, we've been to Spain, we've been to Mexico, we've been to Guadalajara. So our students have actually had the opportunity to do study abroad, and we do usually do those the summer of every month. This year, we was actually doing another study abroad program to Ghana, but of course, COVID-19 kind of shut that down for us, so we didn't get to do that. But we do offer that opportunity for our students. It is very important and educational to them.
All right, perfect. Now let's talk about, whether that's the study abroad or whether it's here. I'm a firm believer that students, while they're going to school, need to be engaged in whatever career or area they're going to be in and involved in. So do you have a robust internship program, and can you tell me what that is about?
Absolutely. Matter of fact, an internship is required for graduation for all majors. So all students are required to do at least one internship before they leave our campus. Now, if they want to do something, we have some students that take the initiative on it themselves. They want to do an internship every year, every summer they're here. If they want to do that, that's fine. But they are required to do at least one. It's a graduation requirement. So you can complete all of your core study, but if you don't do the internship, you can't leave here until you do it. So it is definitely very robust. And what that does is that helps us with job placement, because most of your companies and organizations, they will hire students that already have experience with them. So that's one of the reasons why our job placement rate is a little high, because we do require that internship be done. So our job placement rate upon graduation is 86%. So that's relatively good for HBCUs nationally.
So tell me about some of the different organizations that the students will be interning with.
Oh my goodness. We've had students that have done interns. We actually have a partnership with NASA. So a lot of our students that are in mathematics and want to go into engineering, they do theirs with NASA. We've had students that do some in our math and science field at the University of Tennessee Knox, Global World, which is a computer manufacturing company. We have like one student now. She's actually in Missouri. She's doing hers at Tate and Shaw is a law firm. I think it's based out of, I forgot what they're based out of, but she's doing her internship. She wants to be a lawyer. She's doing hers there. We've had students who are in our mass comm department who do internships with ESPN, to do some with Fox Sports. We actually have a Rush grad who graduated from Rush in 2006. He is now a lead analyst for Fox Sports South in Atlanta. So he's able to do and provide internship programs for our students that want to go into media relations. So there is a plethora of different areas that our students are able to do and land these internships. And all of our students have advisors. So these advisors are always forwarded internship opportunities within their field of study. And so we keep those posted and keep our students informed of them as well. And our advisors help them land it in our career services department.
Okay. So let's talk about your career services department and some of the companies or whatever that hire some of your graduates. Tell me where some of your graduates are being placed.
We've had a slew of them to go and work for Amazon. Amazon has really been real huge for us lately for a lot of our business majors. We've built a partnership with them. We've built a partnership with Enterprise. Matter of fact, we have 3 Rush graduates that are branch managers for Enterprise. All 3 of them were business majors. We're this year trying to get a more extensive collaboration with Apple for a lot of our students to go in, because Apple really is the popular thing now and the popular manufacturing software company. So we're really trying to get a extensive one with them for our students to be placed with them as well. In our education department, students in our education department are actually required to do student teaching. They have to do that for an entire semester before they graduate. And then something that's kind of different in our education department is not only are students required to complete the degree track program, but they also have to complete the licensure program as well. So you graduate from Rush with your degree and your teaching license. So that actually draws a lot of school districts to our school all over the nation. We actually had, because a lot of districts like, look, if I go to Rush, I know that when the students leave there, I'm getting a licensed teacher. It's not a teacher I have to worry about taking through the alternative route of being TAs first. I can put them straight in the classroom. We actually had the superintendent of, I forgot the name of the school district, but it's based out of Michigan, a small city outside of Flint, that actually came down here to recruit some of our students to go into her district and to teach. So that's a huge part of what we do, because not only we don't want to just create graduates, we actually want to create placed alumni. Yeah. And so what that does is that opens up the door for those that are coming in behind our students. So we can get on the phone and say, hey, Rusty, I got this student, sharp student. Can you get them an internship in your company? And so that's our mindset. So if we do that, that creates more opportunity for our students in the future.
I think that pretty much answered all of my questions. I think we've had a really robust conversation, you and I had, okay, like my new best friend.
Yeah.
Is there anything that I forgot to ask? Is there anything that you wanted to bring up? And then if not, you get your last 30 seconds. As a woman, I'm going to let you have the last word. Okay. And be able to provide your information again.
Yes, ma'am. But I think we did cover everything. So definitely just to reiterate my contact information. Anybody want to get in touch with us or get in touch with me directly. Again, my number is in the office is 662-252-8000, extension 4058 or 4059. If you wish to email us, the general admissions email is admissions@rushcollege.edu. My personal email is tjefferson3@rushcollege.edu. If anybody wants to apply, because we do have our application online, our website is www.rushcollege.edu. We definitely hope we can get some more future Bearcats out there.